right, I'm just waiting on notification. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us, a young man who is going to give us some powerful information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Brother Khairi. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walang salam.
This is truly an honor for me as someone who watched you when you were before you went away to college to play football, but just to see you grow up in Houston and see you go away to school and then see you doing being successful in business, that means a lot. Um, just to know that the future is secure with you doing that. What gave you a passion for business?
Honestly, the teachings, I would say my father, but I mean, he got it from somewhere.
Yeah,
His,
yeah, yeah.
his father, which wasn't well, he was in a nation, but I don't know what that story was, but my father, he always used to tell me, it's two type of people in this world, employees and employers. Which one are you? Still ask me that to this day, and I answer the same things. But the messenger taught us to do for self. And if you don't want to, you're gonna have to. And I felt like I was kind of in that position. Never had the mindset of getting a job, even when I thought to get a job, didn't quite work out.
Mm. Okay, yes, sir. Wonderful. And speaking of your father, did was that pressure eternal? Like, was that pressure from the outside, or was it from like a obvious pressure for you to do for self, or was that like how was
I,
that?
I don't think it was the pressure. Uh, I think if I went and got a good job, he would have been fine with that, as long as I was doing something on the outside. You never know when you have a job. The man can let you go at any point, and you don't really dictate your future too much. So I don't think it was any pressure. It was something more so I put on myself intrinsically.
Wonderful. Yes, sir. And being in Houston, I interviewed Brother Rashid a couple months ago on his, doing for self. And he mentioned you in the interview. I was like, okay, I gotta write you down to let my people know that we're going to interview you. How did you all get into the business that you're in now?
Uh, so after I graduated college, I was looking, trying to find my way. Football didn't work out. I had to have some money coming in. I felt like I was taking a step back in my parents' house, and just things seemed out of whack. And Rashid offered to have me come up to Dallas where he was at and help this guy do some floors, put some extra money in my pocket, and I did that. And then maybe a couple more months, I did it maybe in December, November. Then that following summer of 18, he was working for another gentleman, and the guy had, a couple of jobs lined up, needed me out there for about a month or two, help. I've done the floors. And dude went on vacation, man, and came back and was like, hey, y'all want to buy my company? And I'm looking at Rashid. I'm like, he mentioned it was, pretty good money in it, easy to do, not hard to, catch on. And from that, it was really more so I was at a crossroads because I felt like I had to get my life together. But how can I have a business if my life isn't together? And I didn't want to move to Dallas. I don't know if you know, Houston and Dallas, it's just different. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally different. And I really wasn't trying to move. I had been gone the whole college time, and I had just got back to Houston, kind of getting back in the groove. Friends I used to have, well, still have, but just wasn't in Houston. And I decided, hey man, I ain't got nothing else going. Might as well. And yeah, we started the company August of 2018, Russian Reef Concrete Coating. And I slept on Rashid's couch for 6 months. Then I finally got my spot. And we kind of grew from there. And, I ended up moving back to Houston. We ended up splitting ways, and I'm back in Houston now.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. And what? Okay, so I don't know outside of the fact that the Cowboys versus Texans, or maybe the Mavericks versus the Rockets. What is it about Houston and Dallas is so different?
I was gonna say it's like this. I'm not gonna say unspoken because it's verbalized pretty loudly, but it's just they think they're better than us, or they say it's us, but we say it's them, that type of thing, like a robbery. If you're in high school, you got your robbery across town.
Yes, sir.
But they think they the big dogs in the state of Texas, which we all know Houston is. Everything's good down here. We the most diverse, most diverse in the country, not just in the state of Texas, but in the country. Very young and affluent here. The food out of this world. You can get pretty much anything that you want. The weather is better. Dallas is, more North Texas. So our weather is hotter. It's hot there now too, but as far as consistent days, hot and temperatures and humidity is different. But we think the people from Dallas are a little country than us too. I don't know if you ever heard them, they say here and sound like they from St. Louis or something.
Yeah. I'm familiar with Stephen A. Smith's impression of the Cowboys dialect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm familiar with it. My sister sends a greetings. Sister Robin sends a greetings. Brother Jay Everett. So many people, Junior Everett. Thank you all for continuing to watch people's podcast. Brother Khairi, my next question for you is, what was it like playing football in college?
Hard, man. Hard. It was very hard. Just how I started off, I've always been undersized, small, not fast enough. And I know that sounds like the stereotype or typical of what everybody says. Everybody's small, everybody's not good enough. But I really felt that, and not that I just felt it. You can look at me and say, oh, nah, he can't play no major time football. He's too small. But I've been playing since I was young. My first love was Taekwondo. And I got my black belt, was still in the tournaments and stuff. And I got a whiff of that football. I was doing both. And I got a whiff of that football. And then, you get to school, you're like, oh, I'm trying to play at school. You're going to have the ladies, you're going to have it's just a different environment than the little league and Taekwondo. Nobody really cares about Taekwondo. It really comes to those tournaments other than the people And it's something about football. It's just the team camaraderie is totally different than any other sport. And I feel like anybody who plays football and gets a taste of that, it's hard to go back to anything else. But I played corner, had some interest, had injuries, and just different things happen and, didn't work in my favor, so to say. And I had a friend that, recommended I go to junior college. And I thought about it. I considered it because I really wanted to just go be a firefighter, stack my bread up and, figure it out. Or whatever job I can get as much capital as I could and then go do something for myself. And I ended up walking on, not walking on because we went to Victor Valley College in Victorville, California. No California JUCOs offer scholarships. So, we had to figure out how I was going to pay. It was me and 4 of my high school teammates. 2 was on my team the year I graduated. 1 was 2 years before. And we thugged it out. We all stayed in the house. We had, twin beds. I'm on this side, you on this side. We had 3 rooms. Then we had a roommate from Baltimore and one from Missouri City that didn't go to school with us. But we got along well. I was the cook of the house and, things I tell we sucked, man. I had a coach that challenged me and, I just couldn't get it. And I started playing corner again. I played Little League, but I started playing corner again, once I got to college and I had a coach just riding me all the time. And usually, I'm very respectful, but I had to let him have it, a couple of times. And I was just really through, ready to just say to hell with him, I don't even want to do this. And he told me something that stuck with me to this day. He said, all of us have to take our medicine sometime. And when I'm mad already, so I'm not listening. I'm like, whatever, bro. And as I, continue to go through life and he says, take your medicine, that means suck it up or push through. We all got to take or do something we don't want to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That stuck with me. And, after that first semester, because I ended up playing safety again, I ended up leaving. So now I'm faced with the decision, where am I going to go? I had a brother that was at Blinn didn't really want. I didn't feel comfortable. And then my friend that talked me into going to junior college, still playing, he mentioned a place, Cisco College in Cisco, Texas, almost West Texas or Northwest, by Abilene. Had two corner stores, had a Family Dollar, one grocery store, high school. Walmart was like 15 miles away. Subway, pizza spot. That's it. That's the whole time. And the junior college. That's it.
Yes,
Country. And we had to walk on there because we came in the middle of semester, and I ended up earning a scholarship for that fall, and he didn't. He ended up going somewhere else, and the pieces fell in place for me there. And I was on the up and up, and I thought I was gonna make it big time out of there, and I didn't. We sucked there too. And so I had the receiver coach there. He played at Texas Tech, and I used to get in extra work. I'm workaholic, especially when it came to football. Morning. I'm doing morning, afternoon, night. No, I'm doing something, whether it's on the jug machine, I'm stretching, I'm doing yoga, I'm running, lifting weights, or watching film. I was doing something to try to give me a head and give me an advantage. And I had D1 offers, a lot of interest in D1. Didn't see it though when that season, came up. Coach, I talked myself out of it. I was like, bro, I really don't even care. It's such a struggle, and it's hard. Like I said, the first junior college, we didn't have a cafeteria or on-campus living. This one we did, so I liked it a lot better. We had dorms. We had women's sports. It felt like a school. Okay. We had a cafeteria. It was nasty, but we had one. My favorite meal was ramen noodles, and I'm gonna give y'all a little secret. Put a little Creole seasoning in it, hot sauce. But yeah, so things, I met some great people there and some good connections. I had a bunch of D2 offers, and I thought I was better than that, so I decided to come back home, went to community college for a semester, and I was sitting there, signing day was coming. I'm like, nah, I'm better than these D2s. Not to say there's anything wrong with D2s, but for me personally, I wanted more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I talked to my mama about walking on at U of H. And, I could stay there, save money. I knew I was going to get a scholarship. I just had to get there. Yes, sir. And the guy I was talking about, the receiver coach that played at Texas Tech, he was a graduate assistant at GA at West Virginia. And he asked me what I had going, and the conversation was like, "You want to walk on or whatever?" And I'm like, "Walk on." I'm like, "What's this?" I'm like, I know who they are. I'm like, nah, he got to be playing, and because he made it just sound so easy. And he said, "Nah, I already talked to the DB coach, and my DB coach happened to be from Waco, okay. A brother from Waco, so he was real cool and real spiritual, and I just." Took a leap of faith. I got my mama on board, and she said, "Yeah, we can do it. We're gonna figure it out." And I'm sure she's watching right now. She asked me earlier, but this one of her favorite stories. I called her the first maybe week or two I was there. I said, "Hey, ma," this ain't for me. I'm coming back to the crib. It was so hard. I don't think everybody can do it. I see why everybody doesn't play at that high of a level. It's hard, school, the workouts. And it was really the workouts. I was like, man, y'all killing me. And she, gave me like, nah, boy, you saying that, da, da, da. And but so the season was coming along, and we was trying to figure out how we was gonna pay. And she got me through the summer school already, and I was trying to figure out how we was gonna handle the fall semester. And she hit me with she called me because we had got some grants, so I had pretty good academics. I could have applied myself more and really, pursued it, but I really didn't care. And she called me one time, and I didn't answer the phone. And I was praying though. And she was calling to give me the good news that I had got a academic scholarship and financial aid, everything had worked. But she was so emotional when she was calling because she was, it was crunch time. We had to make something happen. And and perfect timing, he came. And the symbolism of it is that she was calling me and I was praying to give me the news. So I didn't even know. And she teared up when she tell this story now. Matter of fact, I want to say she told it last Ramadan. And she tear up, and that made me tear up just because I know what it took to even get to that. And then eventually I got my scholarship there. And first year I redshirted, but I was there. I just had to get there and work my way in, special teams, nickel, few snaps at safety and at corner. So I got in. I didn't, like I say, some people always got where they had a knee injury, they had some type of injury that stopped them from being great, or the coaches was hating. For me, I just ran out of time because every year I was just constantly getting better. They ain't had no choice but to take notice of me. And I'm going against first rounders, whether covering them. Then I'm around first rounders on defense, so I'm that work ethic. By the time I was ready to leave, I was at the front of the pack. And when I say the front of the pack, I mean no less than top 5 and whatever we was doing, lifting, running. And it was something in me that kind of kept pushing me there, and I really just ran out of time. But it was great, man. Traveling, you ain't going through security. I almost felt like the minister. I ain't need no security. I just hop on the plane. We ain't going through I ain't got to take out my shoes. I got my bag. We hopping on the plane. We got meals on the plane. We eat before we get on the plane. We eat on the plane. Then we eat when we get to the hotel. We have meetings. You got people on the sign stuff. I'm like, bro, you don't even know how I am. What you want me to autograph this? And then playing my first game being at West Virginia, we played Alabama and at the not the new stadium. What's the old stadium? Georgia Dome.
You said in Atlanta?
Yeah, where the Falcons used to play before Mercedes-Benz.
Georgia Dome.
Georgia Dome. So we play Alabama there at Georgia Dome, and we was holding them tight. They outlasted us, but it was surreal for me, to be you see Alabama all the time. You see Nick Saban. You see these players, and you like, it felt unreal. And then you get on the field. I mean, you look, they a man just like you. They tie their shoes up, tie their cleats up, and really, thought we can beat them. And that was a magical season, man. We played all these major schools. Maryland, I ended up redshirting halfway through the season. Then seasons after that, was good playing these big schools in these sold out stadiums, overtime wins in the rain, in the snow, Oklahoma, Texas, TCU, Baylor. And my senior year, I actually got Defensive Player of the Week. And I didn't think I was deserving of it. I felt like I didn't do anything. I felt like I did what I was supposed to do. And people, you being too modest, accept it and be happy about it, which, that's something I can cherish for life. But that whole experience was great as far as people I met, the playing experience, new nutritionists, weight training, just everything. And for my family, friends, everybody that got to come to the game and experience it, I got plenty of gear to give away and free tickets, whether you was here there. And like my mom, she always said it. She still said it. Like, I ain't got nothing to do on the weekends now because she ain't coming to no games or watching no games of me. But it was wonderful, man. And, special time in my life. And I understand. I didn't want to go to college, and they kind of pushed me to go to college, but it was more so for the experience. And I'm glad I did go.
Praise be to Allah. There's nothing like the love outside of God, the love of a mother, bro. So shout out to your moms. And what can you please let us know who your parents are as well, just so we can have that for historical purposes?
Yeah, my mother's sister Rachel. I don't know what her ex is, or if it's a Muhammad, and my father's brother Reginald. I think it was 2 ex, but he might be Muhammad. And then my stepfather is brother William Muhammad. My parents are originally from Chicago, and brother William, down here in Houston with Taekwondo security. So I had some, good people around it to help me throughout this life so far.
Praise be to Allah. Wonderful, man. And I played football in high school. I never got the opportunity to play in college, so I can only imagine what it was like. So I lived vicariously through the pictures that you used to post on Facebook, and you didn't even know. I used to be like, man, I was rooting for you, bro. Wait, I'm talking about Atlanta. I was like, what's up?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I tell Rashid all the time when anybody say anything about Atlanta and the nation, I said, man, they couldn't handle us in football because we came up there one time and I forgot it was in the summer or something. We was in the miles doing something, and we was like, all right, that's cool. Let's get out here in the parking lot and play football.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. And we out there, we almost like we lost bound because we just talking. That competitive nature came up out of us.
Yeah, I remember y'all came up here with Sister She and them. I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. What advice would you give to young athletes, people who, as far as pursuing their dreams while they're in high school, as far as going to the next level to play in college?
Man, that and it's hard because I'm gonna be realistic with it. You can do everything in your power, and things might just not line up. But you got to do everything in your power, whether it's academically, it's watching the film, doing the academics of whatever sport or whatever dream it is, doing the research, the homework, and then the practical of it, practice or doing it, repeatedly and getting that repetition, and just doing everything that you can, but more than anything, having a belief in God and a belief in yourself. And I know sometimes it seems that, things aren't going to happen and, you kind of lose faith, and God showed enough show up right on time to let you know, I'm still here, man. You might have felt like I wasn't carrying you, but I was pushing you.
Yes, sir.
And, this is one of my favorite quotes out of the Quran. It says, he said that our faith wouldn't be fruitless. So if you got faith, he gonna give you what you want. It might not be exactly what you want, but he gonna give you what you want. And I sit there and think, man, I work hard, no matter what it is, day and night, things not going my way. Yeah, I'm human just like everybody else, and I'm gonna have my ups and downs. I might be in a little mood, and you can tell that I'm not quite me. But at the end of the day, I know things gonna pan out how they supposed to pan out always. And I know, my faith wouldn't be made fruitless. So, I continue to do it. And it's another one that my pops always tell me, and I wrote this one down. He says, it's Surah 53, verse 39 to 41. And that man can have nothing but what he strives for, and that his striving will soon be seen. Then he will be rewarded for it with the fullest reward. You feel me? So as long as you keep putting in that work and you striving, you like the little engine could, the little train, you just keep chugging along. You're gonna get to your destination.
Sir. Praise be to Allah. Will you ever go into coaching?
Yeah, I thought about it. That's what I did. That's what I was gonna do. So after I graduated, I started my master's in sports management. Okay. I thought I wanted to be a athletic director or an agent or coach. But I went back to West Virginia and try to get in as a GA, and my timing was off, and my coach was like, "Hey man, try to find somewhere, a smaller school like a D1 AA is no limit to how many GAs they can have, but a high school, then we can try to see something." But I wanted to go back to West Virginia. I could finish that degree. I probably only had maybe a year left on it, and I was familiar with the system already in place, the defense that we played, and it just didn't work out. And then last year, so my head coach ended up becoming the head coach at Houston.
Okay.
Even though I don't believe in coincidence. And my roommate is a coach there. He's the director of player development. And he called me, and I was still in Dallas. Me and Rashid still had the company. It hadn't even been a year. It's probably been 6 months since we had the company. And he was like, "What you trying to do?" They called me Reef. He was like, "Reef, what you trying to do?" And I'm like, "Man, I want to come, but I can't leave, Rashid and the bit, And so I ended up staying there, which I'm not mad about. I stayed there, and things panned out how they were supposed to pan out. And then 2020, I moved back. January 2020 or December 19, I moved back, and then 2020, I was up there U of H working out, helping, coach and everything, and just I'm doing it voluntarily because I'm doing the floor still. So I had a lot of spare time because I was basically starting from ground zero with a new company, new market, and trying to build myself back up. And hold on, can you turn the light back on? But so I was out there, I'm in the meeting, got my playbook, and I knew I'm like, next year I'm gonna be out here, But I always thought if I could do something to bring me some income, I'd do this for free. It gave me, I enjoy it, and I still sometimes, I say, man, I want to coach, but realistically, it's not gonna pay me enough to, sustain my lifestyle that I have now. So I really can't take that step back. And then it's a large time requirement. You there all day. You get certain weeks off throughout the year, maybe, a month span. And, I'm still young and I got the freedom to just get up and go where I want to go and do what I want to do this day for the most part. And that's priceless. But I mean, I think down the road, yeah, maybe coach, or I don't know. I think I'd be good at it though. But COVID happened, and so that went away, and I was at the crib just chilling. And my first time, I just went up there maybe 2 weeks ago. That was my first time in a year. But as things, seem to get back to normal, then we'll see what happens.
We told a lot. Excellent. Well, keep inspiring us, and thank everyone who's watching People's Podcast. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. I just got a few more questions for you, but I want to give a quick 60-second commercial break to all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. I want to thank you all for this. It's a new month, so we definitely coming in with the new sponsorships. Thank everyone who's a continued sponsor of this People's Podcast. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash app the People's Podcast. We thank you very much for supporting free and independent media. Please cash app the People's Podcast. My brother Rashad, he has Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. Does television and film editing. Thank you very much. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both which are available on Amazon. Make sure you go get those. My sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country. We love our tiny dancers. Our brothers out of LA, MTS Car Bros, any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you all across the country. Thank you very much. We coming right back to our brother Khairi. So Latasha Muhammad out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Queen is I, Poetry and Apparel. She has amazing poetry and her apparel is great as well. Our brother out of Chicago, Brother Enoch, Hip Hop Detox. He has a holistic approach to empowering youth in the school systems all across the country, middle and high school. Thank you very much, Brother Enoch. Dr. Robert J. Muhammad, he has a book on Amazon. Dr. Robert J. Muhammad has a book on Amazon called Why Does My Back Hurt? And Additional Health Tips and Guidelines. Why Does My Back Hurt? And Additional Health Tips and Guidelines. Dr. Robert J. Muhammad, thank you very much. Make sure you get the book. Sister Landra L. Muhammad, My Letter A book. Make sure you get that. Sister Landra L. Muhammad, My Letter A book. Also, Dr. Henry M. Carter right here in Atlanta, Georgia, King Henry Circulegs. Make sure you get out and support. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services in Chicago, Illinois. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book on Amazon, and also No Father, No Excuse, which is on Amazon. Thank you all very much for your sponsorships and donations. Right back to the businessman, Brother Khairi. Brother Khairi, I had a quick question. So I heard about one of the main places I used to go when I came to Atlanta was the drive-in, right? It was a big deal to me because I just thought I was like, yo, you see like 3 movies. I'm a big movie buff, get popcorn and all of that. So drive-ins was a big deal for me when I came to Atlanta. Anybody I was talking to, I was like, hey, we going to the drive-in. I heard that you had a pop-up situation in Houston and it was very successful. Can you let us know what that was like to have that business?
Yeah, once again, having faith and belief in yourself. So the floors nothing was happening with the floors. It was very inconsistent. And then COVID happened and I'm sitting at the house and I'm just brainstorming. I'm going crazy. And I want to say it was towards the end of last Ramadan, if I'm not mistaken. And we was doing it. But I would just be sitting at the house. I can't eat, can't drink. I'm tired of watching TV, tired of reading books. I made an effort to read at least a book a month last year, and I ended up reading 14. But I was just tired, and I would try to figure out something. How can I monetize something and it be beneficial to me and others? Because I know I ain't the only one feeling like this. So I started doing some research. I ran it by my dad and my mom and them, somebody. I go to their house. They lived up the street from me where I stayed previously. So that was my excitement for the day, just to get out the house, ride up the street and go to their house, chill in the garage. We did a little garden thing. It was good until we stopped taking care of it. But yeah, I did I got the idea, and then I started to do my research on how can I bring this to life. And I use Google and YouTube University, and I pieced everything together. I called different companies, priced stuff out, and then I came up with a business plan, and I started to miss out from there. And I thought I had something figured out. Then a couple months or a couple weeks later, I don't have that figured out. Now I got to try to refigure it out. And when I did the numbers, it just wasn't making sense. And I'm like, man, I see why drive-ins aren't around anymore. They can't maintain. Mm-hmm. And so I kept working the numbers so I can make it work. And I drove around for about 2 months just looking for land. Like I told you, my end goal is always to be in real estate, some form of fashion. And if I can develop, be a developer, and create mixed use properties where you got apartments or townhouses, and you got restaurants and stuff. That for me, I like it because I'm young. I don't really go out. Never really was that type of person. But if I can walk out my house at 8 or 9, 10 o'clock at night and it seems like it's lively, I can go get some food. I can go on just a stroll, scooters, bikes, whatever it is. I will enjoy that. So I'm just driving. I'm getting my real estate practice in without even knowing. And I set a goal to do a real estate deal last year. And I didn't do one, in the sense that I thought it was a flipping a house or buying a rental property or building one. But I'm saying all the hot areas, but I wanted mine to be different. I wanted to drive in to be in the city because the traditional drive-in are out on the outskirts and rural areas.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, nah, I need the city. I need something lively that's going to be different. And I found a couple locations, and I found the perfect location. And I had a couple of realtor friends. I pulled the tax records, and it said, and they pulled however they found it, and gave me the company that owned it. And it was a development company. So I called them, no answer. So I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna pull up on them. I'm pulling up on you. But I pulled up on them, and nobody was there, the IT person or something. She said, well, hon, take his card and give him a call or email him or something. I gave him a call and emailed him. And we got on the phone and we typed that, man, I think it's a great idea. Kind of, if you've got a business plan and, if you could send that and how soon and just everything mapped out and, go on Google Maps and print out the view of it and kind of show where you're going to have the screen porta potties and, things like that. Did that. It was cool. And so now my only problem was I started to figure out things. I figured out how much the movie licensing was. I figured out where I can get a screen from. I figure out how I can transmit it, where I got my audio and visual, so somebody can project it, transmit it through their radios. And I figured out all the details, kind of priced out porta potties. And so I put my numbers together, but I needed some money. It sounds good, but I needed some money. It wasn't happening without no money.
Yes, sir.
So I had an old teammate of mine, and he's in the NFL now. And I had 3 people in mind I was gonna ask. This guy at this gym I trained at, he owned the, kind of older white guy. Me and him, we took liking to each other and, had conversations. And I introduced him to Rashid when we went out there talking about Floyd used to be CEO at Reebok and Lululemon. So I said, well, if he really I see how much you really believe. It won't hurt, to run it by him. And I wasn't asking for 100,000. I needed I just said 25, but my friend, I ended up giving him a call and he was like, yeah, he thought it was a good idea or whatnot. And business plan, he ran it by his advisors and whatnot. So he ran it by his advisors and I'm still working, trying to, crunch the numbers and make it make sense. And landlord was going to charge me a 15% gross profit, which still ain't nothing, depending on what I was projected to make. And so I'm like, okay, cool. That ain't nothing. And I was only going to run it on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. People off work, they'd be up late night because I got to show it at nighttime.
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, it's no problem. But in the process of it, the landlord emailed me and said, hey, did you know it's a drive-in up the street from us? So I'm high. I'm like, man, it ain't for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna just figure something else out. And I went up there and looked at it, and I'm like, you know what? They ain't got nothing on me. They're bigger and they backed by a big company, but they ain't got nothing on me. And then there was another drive-in up the street who I ended up working with at the end of mine. I get to that, but I'm like, I think my location is better than all of them. What I'm bringing is different. These are major companies. That's cool. So I thought somebody had my idea. Sometimes we're scared to do something, or a little hesitant to do it. We feel like somebody beat us to it, and we thought we was the only ones with it.
Yeah.
But from the other guy, he gave me the money. He said, I give you 15. He said, and I think it's a great idea. He said, but I'm not sure. He said, I don't fully believe in the idea. I think it's a good idea. I don't fully believe in it, but I believe in you. And that spoke volumes to me. I'm like, dang, all right, bro. I ain't know what to say. Because really, I wasn't expecting him to say no, but I really ain't have no expectations for it. I was just like, whatever happened, happened. And that was a little process. Then we, got a promissory note. I felt real, official. And he didn't know I had the money I was asking for fast, but I didn't want to use my own money. So things started to fall in place, and I'm sending out little snippets like, all right, drive in, coming. People like, oh, it's a good idea. I'm like, what would y'all want to see, just so I can hear the people? Yeah. And people would say this or that, and I'm like, all right, cool. And but sometimes people talk, but I didn't talk to anybody about it. No, only my family. And my girl, of course, we live together, so I gotta, it's something on my mind, and she helped. But I come to another roadblock, just like we do all the time when we think everything figured out. And so I was gonna rent an inflatable screen, and the guy was coming from Utah. All the local places didn't have one big enough, or they was outrageous on the price, and so I decided to go with this guy from Utah. I wanted to build one, but I didn't know how to build it, and I didn't know, what the business would do. I didn't want to build it and then, now I'm stuck with this and I ain't making no money. So I sat there, and the guy, maybe about a week, I want to say, maybe 2 at most, before he was supposed to come, he was like, he need, the first month or the first 2 weeks in advance, just to, show him that I'm serious, because he coming from Utah, and then he gonna be there on the weekend. And it was like almost 10,000, almost. And I said, nah, man. I said, I can go build me a screen for that. So I'm talking trash, but I ain't really got no solution yet. But I knew that wasn't a solution. So I say, so I'm scrolling Twitter, and I see a black drive-in in Newark, New Jersey. I said, dang, somebody else, thinking like me. All right. So I reached out to him, talked to the sister. It's her and her husband that own it. And they only show black films and something else that made theirs unique. But I liked a little bit of what they had, but I knew they were up and running before me, a couple weeks before me, about a month maybe. And I just wanted to see what, how they kind of planned for it and what they projected. Did it happen that first weekend? She was very, responsive, and I appreciate that. And then when I came to the dilemma with the screen, I'm asking her, hey, can you ask your husband? Because they ended up building a new one. They had an inflatable and ended up building a new one. I'm like, can you ask your husband, or whoever built the screen? I'll pay for him to come down here and build it. And she was like, her husband did it. He don't really do contract work, anymore, and this and that. I'm like, cool, but I'm thinking like, dang. And so she didn't respond. And I don't know if this was kind of nasty. I mean, I texted her and said, or can you at least ask them what it's made from? I said, but either way, I'm gonna figure it out, and it's gonna get done by me. And not to be arrogant or anything, but I will appreciate it if you help me. But and you'll cut down some of my the learning curve and time, but it's gonna get done.
Yes, sir.
And it's only a matter of time. And she didn't respond, so I'm like, cool, you feel me? I ain't tripping. I understand. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna give you all the game. She gave me enough, so I had to be appreciative for that. Some people ain't gonna answer the phone. Because I called places in San Marcos, Austin, and they had kind of built their own screens. I called the one that was out by Prairie View, about an hour from Houston, and they wasn't responsive or didn't want to tell me or talking about they was gonna patent, and I'm thinking like, I'm not even in your competition, we're not in the same market, but whatever. And so enough, the drive-in up the street that the landlord told me about, they was building their own screen. So now I got resourceful. I got resourceful, and I'm good with that. I can stretch things and make things work when most people can't. And so I looked at them. They speak Spanish. I tell people my alias is Carlos. When I order food, Carlos. For some reason, when I ain't had people thought I was Mexican, and I don't know why I'm black, but I just know. I tell them, my daddy he call me Carlos Delgado. That way I don't have to say Khairi or try to spell it, because it becomes redundant and I just get irritated. Like, no. So, or I tell them Reef or Sharif, because it's easier to say than Khairi to most people. So I have a homegirl, went to junior college with Cisco. So all these people I done met in my life, they play a part and come in pivotal moments, to help me.
Yes,
and she's Hispanic. Dudes don't speak no English. I said, no hablo español. No hablo inglés. And say, da. I said, I don't know what he said. So I say, I call him. I say, hey, man, can you? I got these guys I'm trying to get him to build me a screen. And he only speaks Spanish. Can you tell him? I'm going to tell you what to say, and you tell him. So now I have my translator right there. She communicated with him, and then I got the number. And I ran into a GC from doing a floor job here in Houston. Or maybe when me and Rashid was together, but it was gonna be in Houston. And I reached out to him. And I'm like, man, I'm a dictator, I'm asking these people, but my daddy say sometimes you just gotta lead them to water. You can't, they don't have a vision or see what you see. So you gotta paint the picture for them and tell them what you need to do, and then it'll get done. So the Mexican brothers right there, they was working on this screen. So I got my contract. He's like, yeah, I can do it. He's like, I got enough guys. I don't even need them. And I was like, all right, cool. And I got 3 guys, and they got to work. I rented the shipping containers, and I used the Hardy basketball. I thought it was sheetrock. So I'm counting. I'm doing, the math for how many sheets I need to give me a 40 by 20 screen. If they 4 by 8 sheets, they sheetrock them in 4 by 10, 4 by 12.
Oh, yes, sir.
It wasn't sheetrock though. Literally, I'm just scooping around. I'm going by there, even when the worker's not there, just checking it out. I see the material they left. They use Hardy basketball. They use, metal to wood screws. They use this paint. So I got my contract, and he seen, he went out there and talked to the Hispanic dude because he speaks Spanish. Got it figured out. Got the screen up in, I want to say 2 days. 2 days. And so the first show was going to be that Friday, and the screen was up either that Wednesday evening or that Thursday morning. And I did a test on it Thursday night, and then Friday had the show. But before that, I had to figure out how can I crunch the numbers some more. So dude say 15, we agreed at 15. And I told my dad, I said, nah, I don't like 15. I'm thinking 12. He was like, he might do it. He said, but 15 kind of low. He was like, we'll see. And it sounded like it wasn't that he didn't have faith in me, but he was like, you getting a good deal. Sometimes you don't want to be too pushy. And Rashid told me, I'm going to try to sucker for everything I can get. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, nah, 15 don't work for me. Can we do 12? I read books and I think movies, and I think everything's up for negotiation. Like, only person I know that can't be bought is the minister. But I think everybody else, for the most part, has a price depending on what it is.
Yes,
so
sir.
Everything is up for negotiation. So I say 12. He say, cool, 12. And I tell him, I'm like, yeah, he said 12. Like, yeah, what now? Yeah. I'm learning from you, but really I'm the master. So a couple weeks go by, and I'm like, I'm steady crunching numbers. That don't make sense. So I hit him with this. I say, hey, my investor said, is it possible that we can do it at 10%? That way, because the profit margin isn't large enough for him at 12. And he said, yeah, we can do 10 for the first 3 months, and we'll revisit and go back to the 12. I'm like, oh, that's all I need. That bought me some time. That's a couple of dollars I'm saving. So I done worked them from 15 to 10% of gross profit. Now I got the drive-in coming. I didn't got flyers. I'm out here, like I'm I'm soldier. I'm door to door. I'm at the restaurant. I don't know if you know Turkey Leg Hut, and I'm hitting the whole line Turkey Leg Hut. Probably one of the most popular restaurants in Houston. You come to Houston, you gotta go to Turkey Leg Hut. They got, stuffed turkey leg.
Okay.
They got everything. It's a vibe. And so I'm handing people in the line. I'm fly, 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 fly. COVID going on. I ain't worried. I got my fly, fly. Hit the hand sanitizer. Fly, fly. And I'm going. I'm stopping in by the businesses. And I had a homeboy. He's actually an artist. Jonah Jackson, or Jonah Elijah now. Elijah's middle name. And my girl, she told me, say, hey, baby, why you don't, put it on Twitter? It say it costs you nothing to retweet. You know how they do on Twitter. She ain't got no Twitter, so I'm like, how you know? You ain't got no Instagram. But I like, nah, she don't know what she's talking about. I did that for the flows. I did it when me and Rashid had to come together. I did it for my own company. It ain't work. I ain't doing that again. Then he mentioned it, and I'm like, you know what, bro? Maybe I should just try. What is gonna hurt? And I like, if you help me with the word, and I do it. I put out the tweet. I want to say that Thursday, after I had some imagery of what it was gonna look like and finally coming to life. And I'm like, it costs nothing to I'm first black owned drive-in in Houston. It costs nothing, retweet, like, share, all this and that. And I woke up the next morning, I had over 10,000 likes, and so I was like, dang, all right, this worked. and so from that first Friday, it was just ongoing. That whole day, it was a long weekend. And news came out there, so the tweet, it was just steady popping. People were like, oh yeah, even people that weren't even in the city. And it was like, yeah. And then I had some famous people. It was so many notifications, I couldn't even keep track of them. I'm just retweeting. I'm just trying to keep it circulating. And so I had the news come out there. They wanted to interview me. I had to get some shirts made for the employees. I had to hire employees that week. That whole week was long. And news came out, and I think that's what really helped it. I had like three different news stations come out. I talked about it, and how I came up with the idea. How I want to inspire Black men that we can do anything. It's in a black. Well, it was in a historically Hispanic neighborhood, but it's been gentrified, and so we talked about that. And people were seeing that on the news. I'm getting Taylor, I see you on the news. I'm like, for real, I like come to drive-in. That's cool, but come to drive-in. And so that first weekend was magnificent, man. I had food trucks out there. I wanted to be different. I didn't want the liability of, having to be responsible for food, having permits, all this. So I got food trucks, and all of them was Black for the most part. As I got on, continued to grow, I started, throw a couple in there that wasn't Black, but all of them was Black. I had DJs that was Black, just because they was missing out on money. Clubs and bars, stuff like that was closed. So I'm like, I done gave all y'all another opportunity to make money, and I didn't even charge them the first couple months. And just to get them on the feet, I just needed them there. And we had options. We had food for vegetarians. We had meat food. We had, if it was hot, snow cones. We had concession stand type thing. And all of it was done last minute. Man, my one food truck, I had to book it last minute, but that wasn't my word. I had to get the screen and everything else set up, had to talk to the news. His truck broke down. He was saying, you got to go get this and that. I said, all right, I'll come get you. So I got in my work truck, I'm talking maybe about 45 minutes from where I was at. I was late to the first show because I was helping him get set up. And but the turnout was magnificent. I had to get a sign made, but without my family and friends there, I wouldn't have been able to navigate it. Brother William helped me with the security. I had to hire police, had to get, the employees rolling. He helped with the parking and, stuff like that. My dad was there and helped talking to people. I had some guy, I don't even know. He just messaged me on Facebook. I thought he just want to talk about something named Chris Tucker. And dude is magnificent. As far as his voice sound like he's supposed to be on the radio. Welcome to Space City Shows. It sounded real, for real, like you at this a movie.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of people, and it was great. But I will always remember that first weekend, just everything preparing for it, the number of people that was there. But that second day, I did that first day. That second day, I guess they replayed it on the news. And that second show, Queen and Slim, had 174 tickets sold. I mean, and that's just cars. That's not people. And that's just per vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, I'm really thinking that it wasn't gonna be that many people. At least not. I thought it was gonna be a slow, build up type thing. And I was just happy to have people out there. And I learned something about myself. I learned something about people. I learned something about business. I learned something in pretty much every aspect that you can learn. And some people was asking me. I had people. We always got people that's curious, George, and they want to ask you. Drive in or what's showing tonight. Man, we got a website. We on Instagram. You can't buy the ticket from me. So, or they saying they gonna come and never come, but I never let that phase me, because if I would have just relied on the people I knew to make this successful, I wouldn't have been successful. But it was just the community outreach, and most people think it's black owned. I had haters in the comments. I ain't pay attention. It was like, why I gotta be black on? We don't say if it's white on or it's Asian on, this and that. I'm like, bro, I ain't mad, because who cares? I say most of these people over here are white. I want to be like the Arabs or the Indians in our black neighborhoods. They sell to everybody. Why can't I say I can be black on and sell to everybody? I want the white money, the black money, the Hispanic money, the Asian, everybody money. It don't matter what color it is to me. If you got a good product and good service, which we had technical difficulties, starting off, but I compensated folks. So tell them come back for the next show, stay for this show, just to show them that, we trying. We got black businesses, we get a bad stigma, our customer service suck, or we don't compensate well, or we don't know how to communicate with the customers without, getting out our body and,
Yes, sir,
just going off. And I was calm, even if they spazzed on me. I'm like, okay, like, it don't affect me. I learned in business that, the emotions, well, what they say, rise above emotions. So into the thinking of God, so I did that, and it helped me, and it pushed me along. And, the haters couldn't stop me, and it was a blessing, man. More than anything, it was successful because I had an idea and I brought it to life. And, I showed others what they can do if they want to do something. Monetarily, it wasn't as successful I needed to be, but it was only a 3-month pop-up. Most people didn't know that. I only wanted to do it for 3 months and see how it panned out. And if it was just booming like that, I keep going. And but I had Rooftop Cinema Club. They got different locations in the UK and the US. And they heard I was shutting down. They wanted to, get it. And I wanted to be compensated fairly.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford it, which I understood. But I'm like, I'm not closing. I'm just cutting back, and I'm only doing private events. So now I'm in the red. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to bring myself back up to the black. How can I come out of this in the positive?
Yes, sir.
And the landlord called me towards the end and was like, hey, man, Rooftop, the broker reached out to me, and he was like, I think I'm just trying to broker a deal. I think this is good for everybody, with you shutting down. And they show movies every day, twice a day. So they volume is a lot higher than mine. And I end up, saying, all right, you know what? I got private shows, and I'm still in control of the land until the end of the month. I got to give them a 30-day notice, so you ain't going to be able to get it to next year. I said, but I do this. You rent it out for the night that you have a show, and they offered to let me use their equipment, which I saved tremendously. And I still had private events, and they rented my screen, and it brought me almost back to positive. And people, they seen it and thought, I just came up on $1 million. I wish. Black folks like to count each other's pockets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody say, oh yeah, I know Khairi like $500,000. I look. Well, he told my homeboys that. My homeboy told I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Me and Rashid joke all the time. He'll tell me like, I know Reefer like $500,000, and I'd be like, stop it, Jack. I'm just trying. But yeah, so I end up, almost coming back out positive in this. And I had, it was the private events. I had the Houston Dynamo out there, the professional soccer team, and they streamed one of their live games. I had Houston Grand Opera. I had just, they couldn't have their holiday parties. So they wanted to show their Christmas movies and, have people out there in a safe, environment. I'm like, cool. And I ended up taking the screen down and everything. And people like, well, I still see people, they be like, oh yeah, I seen you at the drive-in. It's like, what y'all showing this weekend? And I'm like, y'all really weren't paying attention because I ain't had a drive-in since December. You feel me? That's just like somebody asking me, when you graduate? And I graduated from college 5 years ago. They out of tune and they just want to talk, which I understand. I ain't mad at them. But it helped me, get to my next phase. It helped me bring in some income for what I needed at that time. It helped give people relief. My mama, she was at the drive-in every weekend. And people I knew, they wasn't trying to get free tickets. And that's rare that you see that, amongst us, they buying tickets. My mama buying tickets.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
I
sir.
be at the gate, I be like, oh, nah, she get us my mama. And she like, nah, I bought a ticket. I'm like, why you buy a ticket? My girl done bought a ticket. Why you buy a ticket? You feel me? Yeah, so it was appreciative of even believers that, been knowing me since I was little outside in Dallas or Chicago. They'll just buy the ticket and say, give them away. Or, I had people that couldn't come just buying tickets and saying, give them away. So it panned out how, I thought it was, but it definitely, reassured me and gave me more confidence that, me and Rashid got another joke. That, when people be talking about something so large or magnificent, we be like, oh God, you feel me? Ain't nothing I can't do. You feel me? I don't believe it. We say it like this. I don't believe in no mystery, God. So that means we can do whatever we put our mind to. We got to do some work now, but we can make it happen and bring it to life. And most folks don't think like that. And I want to get that to the teachers because, I have friends that read Message to the Black Man now, and it's so profound to them, but I grew up in it. So the effect it has on me is different, but my thinking and my experiences are totally different. And how I think outside the box, because you can't put me in a box. That's why, I'm my girl's not a Muslim, but she know who the original man is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I tell her back, I'm a God. You feel me? Can't tame me, but at the same time, not I'm not an American. I'm a universal. I'm universal. Anyone on this earth is my turf, so yes, I can step there and do it because I am the original.
Yes, sir.
And but people, it's good, man. And I think I haven't even scratched the surface. I got so much more that I want to do and bring to life, and that people I would now you done did something, everybody got an idea they want to pitch at you. And I'm like, it's just something I believe in, man. I don't know nothing about no entertainment, nothing. I had to research it on Google and, find out. But like I said, to real estate, I want to have buildings all across the US, even out the country, but, cares development. And, you have these neighborhoods, these parks, these restaurants, and I'm just sitting there. But I'm still in the infant stages of, trying to make it work. And it's like things don't go your way and you just got to figure it out.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Well, you definitely given us some inspiration today. I want to make sure I thank you and thank your family for their sacrifice. But I want to talk about your girl for a minute and how important was having a woman doing all of this, doing your business. How important was that, man?
That's what people ask. And for me, I've never had been in a committed relationship because I was always on the go. I'm trying to play ball. You feel? I'm trying to get here, there, and I just came across the right one. I guess. I guess. Yeah, not hear that. Came across the right one, man, and she comes from a good family, and kind of a traditional family. And when I say traditional, not to say that the woman's less or the man's more, but we both have roles and we play on, well. And I can talk to her about the business, but she's not gonna understand certain things. But I'm always have a hot meal at the house, so she's gonna give me some input that I didn't see it that way. And it's always good to have other input to run it by somebody. But yeah, I mean it's been great, man, and I get to step in her world. But for me, it's like growing up a Muslim, most Muslims, their whole family is a Muslim in the nation.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so I didn't. My grandmas didn't gave me Christmas gifts before, or gave me something I shouldn't have ate or something. Just things like that. And for her being a Christian, that her family always say, "Oh, Demi, you sure he's not gonna have more than one wife?" And I'm like, I hit her with the Quran. I say, you can have as many as your right hand can possess, but one is best only if you knew.
That's right. That's right.
And so I say, I'm good where I'm at. I'm not one of those people. I'm not that man. And they gonna convert her, and I'm not trying to convert her. Like the man say, a good Muslim is a good Christian, and good Christian is a good Muslim. I tell folks a Muslim is one who submits to do the will of God. You a Muslim if you trying to do the will of God. You're a Christian if you're trying to be Christ-like. You're a Jew if you want a God's chosen people. So, you can put all these titles and everything, and you believe in Islam if you want peace. And I told her I don't care about, being Christian, because most people say, I have friends, you ain't gonna find a girl that don't eat pork. Yeah, okay, well, she gonna stop, but she don't eat pork no more, and she's getting a step in my world. And, this, I know about 2 or 3 years ago, she tried to do Ramadan for the first time. She couldn't make it through a day. She's like, man, why I'm doing this? It made sense. Because sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm a Muslim. I'm like, dang, bro, I don't want to do it. It's hard today.
Yes, sir.
But this year, I'm real happy and pleased. And none of this I asked her. She does this on her own. She fasted for a week. And last year we gave up, we became vegetarians for about, I went 7 months, she went about 9. And I changed, just eating organic. I didn't put on the bean soup, She loved dessert, so bean pie easy. I don't really care for bean pie. I don't like desserts. I like chips. I'm a chip fiend.
Yes, sir.
But it plays an important role in it. Just having somebody there to comfort you and uplift you, and just be there. Sometimes we can get lonely or feel like it's just us, and it's not. But we the one that's doing the most work. So it's good to have somebody to balance you out, or bring you back down to reality and say, just take a break. But yeah, I'm happy to have her.
It's amazing, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you all. I ask every guest that comes on the show, especially the younger ones, if you could choose one album to say your favorite album of all time, what would be your favorite album of all time?
That's hard. That's hard, because I'm a hip hop, not even hip hop music. I love music. Been listening to Tupac since I was born. Man. See, when somebody, I got lyrics in my head, I got, like you said, you're a movie buff. I got movie lines. I just shoot out a movie line, be like, what movie that is, But man, favorite album.
Yeah.
Woo. I don't know. That's hard. If you ask me favorite artist, I can tell you that. But
my favorite artist, go favorite artist.
My number one is Pac, of course, but I like Jay-Z. Okay. I like Jeezy. I like, people don't really like Young Boy. I like Young Boy. It's so many that, but that Jay-Z different. The wordplay. I like Nas. I like Tip. You feel me? I like a lot of them. It's hard to say just favorite album though, but I got a favorite song, and it's Dear Mama.
Okay.
I don't know why I always like that. That's always been my favorite song. How Long Will They Mourn Me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, and music, that's hard because it's a wide range of it. And then I hear songs now or before and be like, oh, they sampled this, and I know who they sampled it from. I listen to country. I listen to gospel, and I listen to country every once in a while. I know most people don't, but country jam. But
I say that all the time. I like country.
Yeah, and then, but if you ask me my favorite movie, we got Life. That's my number one, and then Remember the Titans. Yep, Life, Remember the Titans, and John Q. That John Q song special. That man.
So you so basically all the movies that you like got sad endings. Like you don't like like nothing.
Nah. Life got good because they get out.
Yeah, when they 105.
Hey, but you see I bet you their life wouldn't have been as great if they was out free. They would have never met each other, never went through all those things. Sometimes we go through things and we look back and say, but we had a hell of a time, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remember the Titans. I think you can overcome. I do believe sports is the ultimate equalizer, because in that moment, if you playing a sport, it don't matter what color you are, what race, what
Yeah,
neighborhood, nothing.
yeah,
That
yeah.
everything is that's your brother.
I agree.
Now, once you get outside those lines, then yeah, it's still your brother, but some of their views are different from yours, and I'm not mad at them, because if something's gonna benefit me or my people, I'm with it. Or
Yeah.
if it's gonna benefit, I'm with it. So I don't get mad about certain things like that. But yeah, those movies. I mean, to Remember Titans, because you got, it's football and it's overcoming something, and just the whole team camaraderie. You see it in live action. And then life, that's a brotherhood. You got life together. You feel? But it's comical though.
It's like,
I got so many lines out of that. And then John Q, it's just like you saying, to be a man, what qualifications, are set for a man, and how would you say this is a man? How can you determine that or judge that? And I think he did exactly what a man should do in that situation.
I
He
agree.
didn't have the money, and he exhausted every option. And he said, my son's life more important than mine. So I'm willing to risk it just to get him what he needs, and go to that. So when you look at that as a young dude, you feel me? Especially as a black dude, when most, black youth don't have a father around, you look at it and say, man, I want to be like that. You feel me? Because you saying, well, my kids, I'm never the one to say, well, my kids don't have this because I ain't have it, because ain't no freebies around here. You got to work for this. You feel me? You're going to have, it made, but I don't just ain't no handouts. You got to have some type of work ethic. You got to have something. But I'm saying I ain't got no kids neither. But, it's just certain things. And those movies resonated with me personally on different levels. And, it also showed, us as humans, sometimes you look at your parents and think they're not flawed, but the sooner you realize that, the better you can accept them. And, look, fortunate for me, I realized at a young age that, they human. They mess up. They lie. They do this. They do all these things that, they saying, but we trying to strive to do better. And I'm not mad at them. You can never hold your parents responsible. They did the best they could with you. Now it's your turn to, try to do better than what they did. And your kid, that's all I owe my parents. I think me and my mama talked about it. All I owe them is to do better than what they did at being a parent. Most of us think that we got to buy them this or give them this type of money, do this. No. And as soon as we get out of that, and they relate to football, you got the black and white, and the black guy buying his mama a house, the white guy like, why you buying your mama a house? But the white person has his house. That's his money. But when a black person, is our money. So, but which it's not a problem either, because by all means, I think, whatever's mine is theirs. But I think it's just so much, man. I can talk about business, get money, and all this forever, or just experiences. Me and Rashid, since a youngin', man, just being in a nation, they gonna give you some papers. I don't know. He said it. I watched it, but I don't remember. He said it that we used to make soap at his mom and them house.
No.
Yeah, we used to make soap. That Kingdom Come. It was some good smelling soap. Be gone in about 2 days though. But we used to joke on each other. We go to sports camps. I used to cut. He graduated high school early. He a year older than me. He graduated high school early though, so he out of high school. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm leaving early. We want to cut grass, trying to make some money. We watching cars with Brother Ray. He used to have a car wash called Sundance Car Wash. We in watching cars, just trying to make ends meet. If somebody got a CD, somebody got pies, I'm finding catchy ways. Hey, I got 5 on it. We like to buy this or that. Just talking and being personable. And if they say no, I don't be mad. I'm going to the next one. Somebody gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But cleaning, I just go clean garages. I have a job, but I quit in high school or middle school because I'm trying to go to the track meet. I'm trying to hang out. But it's so many valuable lessons that has been taught, through the nation and through life, that if you apply them right, me and my daddy say this all the time, set yourself in heaven at once. Not later, but right now. Why you here? Because if you follow these teachings, say he promised you, not that you will. He said he promised that you will have luxury, home, friendships, and I'm missing one.
All walks of life.
And all walks of life. You feel me? So I have plenty of white Hispanic friends, and we all good, and life is good because I'm trying to set my heaven here right now. And I have no problem with somebody working a job because entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. But you won't catch me, if you do, it's for a little while because God will humble you. So I gotta be careful what I say I won't do, because he'll show me that you're gonna do this. But it's different things that's been taught, and lessons, and it's just been, I know, Brother Hassan, he used to sell fruit with my daddy when he lived in Houston. They used to sell fruit in the summer, and I'd be out there. So I've seen it, Brother Wynn, teach karate and taekwondo. I done seen brothers that got alarm system companies, Brother Russell, all these different things that I ain't never really seen nobody with no job per se. Now they might be, self-employed. Most people don't know that, so I'm trying to get out of that. You got the fourth quadrant from Rich Dad Poor Dad. You got, employed, self-employed, business owner, investor. I'm in self-employed right now. So if I ain't going to work, ain't no money being made. So I'm just a high paid employee. Yes, so I'm trying to get to those other two where I can transition out and do other things. But, I know when I was younger, we were selling in front of cars. We'd go push on the corner. I don't really see it too much now, but I know it's a different generation. Not to say I'm old, because I hate to say it like that, but, because they always say youngsters, but they just different. They want to play games. They want to be on, YouTube and, just all, they ain't really out there like that. I ain't, if we got in trouble too, but we did a lot of things that was fun and built character, and some we shouldn't have done, but we was young and we was competitive. You just don't see that nowadays. And I don't know if it's a knock or, the parents a little older or they're different, but me and my girl talking about it, inshallah we get married and have kids, that you got kids, spring break. Yeah, the whole time it ain't no break. Or the whole summer you ain't gonna be on vacation, you gonna work, at least give me a month, man. You gonna get paid. But this ain't no freebie. Rashid, I used to have to go to his house. And they had his dad had businesses too, but a bounce house. I used to hate having to go to Rashid's house Sunday after the mosque, knowing they got a couch full of or a bed full of clothes that we gotta fold before we can do anything. It seemed like every Sunday I'm like, come on, bro, I'm done. I don't even want to come over here, bro. I gotta fold clothes that's not even mine, or I gotta sit there and wait for you to do it so we can go outside and play. Or, Sister Mildred, Brother John, Tulanagwe, and Jamila, all them. Yeah. They mother, if the kitchen ain't clean, she ain't cooking. Yeah. And then if she cook and the kitchen not clean that night and you sleep, you supposed to mop or sweep or clean the countertop. Everybody got something to do. She don't care that you don't live there. You ate, so you gonna clean up. Yeah. Ain't had no juice in the house. That used to hurt me. Yeah, it used to hurt me. Used to have water, but we used to get the hot tea bag and put a little ice in there. I feel like I'm getting my pops right now. I'm getting long-winded like him. that man get tough.
Yeah, your father watched me grow up when I was in Chicago, man. So shout out to your father as well.
Oh yeah.
And to your family, your entire family. Of course, your mother, thank Allah for the work that she's done with you and your siblings, and your stepfather as well. Shout out to Brother William for being a martial artist, but also being a DI, one of some drill things. So shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely DI.
Yeah, so I want to thank you, Brother Khairi, for coming on. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. I look forward to I interview couples, right? So The moment you ready to, say I do, and y'all do all of that, man, please let me get the exclusive with you and your girl, man. Please, man.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on though. We got a little while. Hold on. Hold it down. Look. She just went to a wedding, man. Caught the bouquet. I say, she called me. I say, ooh, you trying to put that heat on me, huh? But yeah, nah, I definitely will. Hopefully in the next couple of years.
Listen, I got one more question for you. Speaking of that,
Mm.
did you ever post her like on social media? And if so, what was the pressure like? How long did you wait to post her?
Yeah, nah. I had. So it's crazy because it was people that knew we was together, and they like, or we was talking before we officially got together. It was females though that asked me like, why you don't post it? Be like, why? Like, why that matter? But I mean, yeah, I post on like, if we out somewhere, like we went to a nice dinner, me and Rashid, we got this little thing. He gave me a good idea. He came to Dallas when I was there, and we had did a floor at this like Asian fusion restaurant, and they closed the patio, but it had a beautiful view of the Cowboys practice stadium and lights and stuff. And he was like, see if he'll let you hold it. I'm like, yeah, he might. So I asked him, dude, like, yeah, me and my girl just had dinner out here, had a little candlelight surprise, had the food. And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I really like that. You feel me? But nah, yeah, I post on the birthday. We out and about. I put on the story, but the only permanent post, we went to a wedding maybe like last year, and we looked good. I posted us. It was me, and then she in the trilogy of it. Then she got just the post for just herself, for her birthday, or I don't really post. I try not to post too much of my personal. Like if I'm out on vacation, I try not to. I don't. But I mean, yeah, nah. People know I got a girl. Now I ain't trying to hide it. I know some dudes be trying to hide it, but I just it kind of bothers me when somebody has a significant other or even a child, and this might sound bad, but they post every day. I be like, golly, bro. I don't care if they cute or what. We seen them. I'm happy that you have, but golly, you feel me? We're not trying to see your significant, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your children, your twin. We don't want to see that every day. It's not like they doing it. You just posting. It's not like they got an award. It's at a game. Y'all just got married. Y'all on honeymoon. Y'all on a vacation. It's just every day. But yeah, nah. She yeah, I posted.
It's tight, bro. Praise me.
Yeah, I try to keep. I involve in everything. We together pretty much all the time.
That's amazing, bro. All right, well, I want to thank everyone for watching. Once I put it on YouTube, please continue to like, share, subscribe. Every comment matters. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Like salam.
And thank you again for coming on.
All right, yes, sir.